It's Friday. It's 2 o'clock. You know what that means. It's time for Torn Into your show for news, information, and more on WVS 103.7 to be and M106. Thank you guys. Before I get everybody going, just to let you know, if you're driving and you would like to see the show, you can go to those Facebook sites and watch them because the shows repeat themselves again. And number two, I know there are a lot of candidates that we had a chance to talk to. All those candidates are on WVS 103.7 The Beat, and you can see them all over again. Let's get our co-hosts in. Put your hands together, Pastor Melvin Burns, the twin.
Brother Gregory T, how you doing today?
How you doing, sir? How's it going?
I'm good, brother. Hey, I have power in my home. I have heat. I'm blessed.
Oh, speaking of, I was blessed too. A lot of my friends were out of power for quite a while, and again, I was blessed.
Yeah, we had about a 24-hour stamp where we didn't have it, so I'm grateful for
it. Why don't you do the weather? And then we got some news that we got to get into, and then we have some special guests.
I don't know. People might not trust me after last week. So, hey, folks, today's weather, high of 52. Expect a little precipitation. I haven't looked out, but it may already be starting. Saturday, the 4th, low of 42, high of 51. November and cloudy. Sunday is almost identical. 40-degree low, 51-degree high. And then head into the work week next week, 60% chance of precipitation, low of 50, high of 57. Let's also remind our listeners, Saturday before you go to bed, turn that clock back 1 hour, get an extra hour of sleep.
All right. So, like you said, they might not trust you after.
We didn't predict that, but we didn't have that in our forecast, but I don't think anybody did.
Okay. So, but there's a couple of things that I want to talk to people about real quick because our guests are on and we really want to talk to them. But I've got to bring up something real quick. Pastor, this is going on, as you know, that we have a really bad homeless problem.
Yes.
In Muskegon. And so to the point that we've come to the church a couple of times and there have been people sleeping in crevices and doorways at our household. And so our friends at Elevation Grace, we want to give them some shout out tomorrow from 1 to 4. They're going to be giving out coats, hats, and all kinds of stuff, blankets, hygiene projects to people. Listen, people, we really need to get involved in this situation. There are a lot of homeless people out there that need help. So anything that you could do, of course, Rock every Friday is going on. So anything that you could do to help people, please do so. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, let's go and support those efforts. It's interesting as we see growth and development in our county. Some of those places we see growth are places that homeless people used to camp out. Right. And so we're seeing more people, public buildings, churches, heating grates. So as a community, let's get out and see if we can help those people that need help.
Okay. Also, we got great news about Muskegon Heights, the school, but I'm going to save that.
Okay.
We got some great people on today. A great friend of ours comes on a lot. Put your hands together for Miss Jen Ross. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys today?
Good,
Jen. How are you? New Miss Shelly Stibitz. How are you doing?
You're on mute, Shelly.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, there you go.
Hi, Shelly.
Hi, Jen.
We are fortunate because these ladies serve in a very important roles. First, let's start with you, Jen. People know you, but tell people a little bit about yourself and the world that you serve in.
Well, I'm Jen Ross, former radio personality as well. Um, and I am the city clerk for the city of Muskegon Heights presently.
Don't forget karaoke queen.
Yes, I do enjoy a good karaoke when I can.
Okay. And welcome, working for the city of Muskegon, Shelly Stibitz. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Now tell people a little more about yourself because you are new to that post.
I am. I come from the city of Norton Shores, where I was the clerk for 7 years. Retired from there, and then the city of Muskegon just created a brand new position as an elections coordinator. So I wasn't really ready to stop working. So I thought I would give it a try. So I'm over here helping out.
First, we have to thank both you ladies for taking on an important role. Um,
Thank you.
from the bottom of our heart, what you guys do to make sure that the election process happens, we really thank you because you guys take a lot of heat for no reason at all. But I won't even go there. After we get you off the screen, maybe I can go there, but we won't do it right now. Okay, so let's talk about. There's some things, Jen. You call me, and then I said, well, let me call Ann, and then it was a perfect time to get Shelly on. So let's talk about some things here. Jen, go ahead.
All right, thank you. So yeah, let's talk about this election. We have local elections in the county coming up on Tuesday, November the 7th. That is election day. So in the city of Muskegon Heights, we have three council seats that are up, and also the mayor seat is up this year. So we have quite a list of candidates. Most people don't know, but in Muskegon Heights, there's no primary. So once you fill out the paperwork, you automatically get, you go to the ballot. So we have four candidates that are running for mayor. We have Walter Watt, we have Pat Jones, Bonnie McLaughlin, and Willie Watson. Those are the candidates for mayor. And then for council, we have 8 people running, which I don't know if that's ever happened before, but that's a lot of people. So we have choices. We got Kelly Kitchen, Chelsea McKinley, Darius Mitchell, Lachey Simmons, Burnell Smith, Derek Collins, Dari Hines, and Robert Jackson. So yeah, we're just here on today just to encourage everyone to make sure you get out and vote. My job is, we want to get the numbers up. We see the numbers decrease tremendously for local elections. And, why is that? We sent out over 1,600 absentee ballot applications. Of that 1,600, we got 532 or so back. So those are the people that received their ballots. Out of the 530 something ballots we sent out, we've gotten about 300 and something back. So there's still some ballots out there, and people still have time to turn those in.
Jen, I hate to do this to you because the people that
You're
are
gonna do it anyway.
but I'm going to do it anyway. People that are listening and can't see my face, I'm shaking my head. Give those numbers again, and then we're going to go over to Shelly to check over what city Muskegon.
Absolutely. So we have 1,600, a little over 1,600 absentee voter applications that went out. So these are people who have voted absentee before, asked to receive the application every time. And then also something different too on this application, you can also say that I no longer want to receive this application. I want to just get the ballot every time. So there's a little box on the application that you can check, and then you'll just automatically get the ballot whenever there's time for an election. But out of those 1,600 that we sent out, 530 something returned those applications and were issued a ballot.
With the mayor race and council as You got to
Yes,
be
and
kidding
that's
me.
the only thing that's on the ballot. There's no state issue. This is just a local election. So that's the only thing that's on the ballot right now. Out of the 530 something ballots that we sent out, we got about 300 and something back. So that's still 200 ballots that are still out there. Sorry, I don't have the exact numbers, but I kind of just logged in right before the show. So
Watch it. I'm trying to be a man of clean lips. Okay.
Oh,
So,
good luck with that.
yeah, good luck. Shelly, how's things in the city of Muskegon?
They're staying pretty consistent, I think, with what we normally see. And I agree with Jen that voters really don't take local elections seriously. So I just don't, I guess I don't understand that concept, because people really need to understand that those local elections, those are the decisions those leaders are making that are really going to affect you the most.
Absolutely.
So
Now, in your case, in Muskegon, you have two elections with write-in candidates.
we have 4 ward seats open. We have 1 ward seat in each of our wards. So we have 4 wards and 1 seat open in each. But we do have, that is unusual, 1 ward where nobody filed in time, because we do have a primary and nobody filed in time to have their name printed on the ballot. So we do have 1 whole ward, which is 4 precincts, where voters
Ward
are going
1,
to go. Yes. And
where I
voters,
live.
yes, and voters are going to go and get a ballot that just has a blank line on it.
Now,
So people really need to understand that before they get there.
now, according to law, you have to submit your name to be counted as a written-in person, correct?
Yes,
So you can't go write in Mickey Mouse.
right. And that deadline has passed. So we currently have 2 valid write-ins who did fill that out in time.
Do you have the
There are
names
only 2 people that, if their name is written in on that ballot, that will be counted.
and their names? Do you have?
So the names we can't share publicly on the radio, but those voters in that district, and Jen, you can call us and we'll tell you who is running, who is the
I
ballot
already know.
candidate.
So
Yes, and some contact information so that you can get a hold of them and find out, their views on things.
Okay, and we didn't have a chance to talk to those individuals because they came in late. Okay, Pastor Burns, you had a question.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either one of you are at home. We're a couple of days late, so why don't you tell folks what will be taking place between today up till Tuesday with you all prior to election?
Mm-hmm.
okay. So we are closed today. I just happened to be in here getting some last minute ballots out. Because today is the last day that I can actually mail them. So starting tomorrow, we're open tomorrow on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Muskegon Heights City Hall. I'm not sure what the hours are for the city of Muskegon, but Muskegon Heights City Hall will be open tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For people to come in and do their voting via absentee. Also, you can still, if you have that application at home, even if you don't have that application at home, you can come in. I can get you another one. We can issue your ballot. You can vote right here. We have privacy booths set up already. And so people can take that opportunity to come in and cast their vote tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then Monday, we're here from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And yeah, we'll be open. And then Tuesday is election day, so you got to go to the polls on that day.
Shelly, how about you?
Well, we're here today also. So we're at work and we're actually doing some training of our election inspectors. Also today, like Jen said, is a deadline day for mailing ballots. So basically we're open, because normally we're not open on Friday, but we're open for that reason, at 5 p.m. is the deadline to mail ballots if somebody requests it that way. So tomorrow we're here, same hours. We're here 8 to 4. For absentee voting, and then on Monday we're just going to Monday. You still can come in if you had a ballot sent to you but you never received it, so you still can come in and get a ballot that way. But otherwise, you can't. Yeah, come in just at the last minute. And Saturday's the deadline, or Friday to get it mailed, and Saturday What is the deadline, Jen? Monday,
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yep. Yep.
So we're
And mind you, I want you to know that we interview most of the candidates, both in the city of Muskegon and Muskegon Heights.
nice.
There are a few candidates that we did not get a chance to interview, but we extended a hand, and there was a debate, meet and greet as well. And that is on WVS 103.7 The Beat Facebook site.
Great.
All right, ladies, we talked about this. You talked about it quickly, but is it frustrating that you guys do that work and that the fact that so many people stay home and don't vote?
Yes.
Shelly,
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're here to make sure that people can vote when they want to, but personally it is frustrating that people aren't more committed and aren't more interested in voting. Like I said, and especially in local elections where it really makes the most difference in their lives.
Shelly, did you get the numbers? How many votes that you sent out?
We actually have sent out 4,060 ballots, and so far we have returned back 2,020 ballots.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, but you're always going to look at it. We have 14 precincts, so you're always going to be watching to see which ones are actually sending the ballots back. So, yeah, we have some doing a better job of it than others. And we try everything we can to reach those, as City of Muskegon Heights is doing as well. You know, you're sending out posts, putting things on the Facebook. We're still here, get those ballots in, posting our hours and everything we can to encourage people to get those ballots back.
How important is it for both of you? I love the fact that you guys work together. How important is that? Jen first.
For me, it's really important. I'm still considered a new clerk. So the County Clerks Association, you know, this is a group of clerks from all over the county that come together once a month. And this group of people has been tremendous and just a tremendous help to me. Anytime I have a question, concern, I can either call someone at the county or I can just email the whole group and I get all of the answers that I'm looking for. So it's big for me that we are able to work together like that and just share ideas. And
right.
Yep.
Shelly?
What's great about having a group this size is that you have a lot of someone in that group is going to have a similar situation that you have, either they're a township, and then you can ask a township because the rules are different in different places. And cities can compare, and even like-sized communities can compare. So that has really been helpful. And like Jen said, everyone steps up, everyone helps. And also, even in our group, in our Muskegon County Clerks Association, we formed a committee for voter education, and we've been pushing out a lot of educational pieces with all the changes coming up with proposal 22-2 with the early voting and all of that. Mm-hmm. So really just trying to encourage people to start following that series of posts that we're doing.
Yes.
So that they can stay on top of all the changes along with us.
Jen? Now with the new prop going, will you guys be doing that in 2024?
Yes.
But it's going to be slightly different for smaller municipalities because we're working with the county to, you know, have that one location for the 9 days of early voting. And some of the municipalities that are a little bit larger, that one over there, are going to do it on their own. So, you know, for us, it's just it saves a lot of money. And it still extends that courtesy to all of our residents.
Right.
Okay.
And but the city of Muskegon is also participating with the county and holding their own.
Yes.
So our voters can go to both places. We'll have the 9 days here at City Hall. That's where our early voting site is going to be. And then we also are partnering with the county to do the one over at their Marquette campus, starting in February.
Yeah. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't get a break.
Yeah. That's first.
Yeah, let me do a little voter education. I'm going to throw out a couple of scenarios and you can kind of educate our voters out there. If I show up Tuesday and realize I lost my driver's ID, can I still vote?
Yes.
Yes.
What do I have to do?
You sign an affidavit right in the precinct stating that you're not in possession of your ID. You have to truly not be in possession of it. Because if somebody comes in and says, I don't want to get it out of my pocket, or it's in the car, but I don't want to walk out there, then they can not allow you to vote that day, because if you have it, if you're in possession of it, they do need to look at it. But if you truly have lost it or something, then you can sign an affidavit, saying that you are who you say you are, and they will, you will be able to vote.
Okay. What if
That's happened to me before, so.
What if I'm in the city of Muskegon and since the last election, I have moved and changed wards and did not update my voter registration card?
Jen, I'm gonna let you take that one.
All right, so that depends. It actually depends on how long you've moved, because you can still go vote in the previous area that you were in for, I think, one more election, if I'm not mistaken. So that would probably be your best bet. I mean, I've told you have something with your new address on it, a lease, a piece of mail, something that says that you live here and how long have you lived here. So, and then we can register. I mean, Michigan is also a same day registration. So if you register to vote on election day, you can vote on election day.
But to register, you have to do it at the clerk's office.
Absolutely, yes.
So you can come to the clerk's office, same day registration. And in that case, you can get an absentee ballot on the day of, or you can go back to your precinct and vote in person.
Another scenario, and this happened to me. We're waiting for our absentee ballots and didn't get them. But we didn't get them and ended up having to vote in person. Does that happen regularly? I mean, we still don't know what happened, but we didn't get our absentee ballots.
It certainly happens every election. Yes. And you can just go, and they also have a form there that you sign that says that you never received it. So then they would call back to the clerk's office and we would verify that it's not been returned, and we mark it spoiled in the system so that they can go ahead and issue you a different ballot number and let you vote in the precinct.
Now I'm going to go there. I'm getting ready to go there. Okay.
I'm glad it's up to you now, Jen.
Okay. Is it something that just irks you or bothers you that people say that the system is rigged and the clerks are making up ballots and all that kind of stuff? Any opinion?
Here, I think if people really understood the process, they would understand that there's no way to do that. Once these ballots are issued, they're numbered. And once we put it in the QVF that this ballot is yours, we can't reissue that ballot to anybody else. We do verify signatures when you send them back in. So, yeah, people going to talk. People going to say what they're going to say. But yeah, there's no way to do that. There's a checks and balance. There's a list. We check it at least twice a week to make sure that all the ballots that have came back in and we receive them in the system. So, yeah, if you knew the process, that. Jen,
at any point, are you or the workers able to know who people voted for?
No, it's hold on.
No.
So yes, folks do.
Yeah. So listen here. So here's a ballot. This is a test ballot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you get this ballot, you fill it out. It goes inside this envelope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you can't see through, right? Can't see through that. Then that goes inside of another envelope that you also can't see through. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, we don't know.
And I also have to say that in the precinct, you're not allowed to share your vote. You're not allowed to bring anybody in that booth with you.
Right.
And if you are sharing or showing your ballot at any time to somebody else, they can take your ballot away and take away your right to vote that day. It is illegal.
And if you bring your kid in there under age, can you take them in there with you?
You can bring a child under 18 in there, yes.
Okay.
Now, come on, you guys have seen the movie where they're putting hundreds and hundreds of ballots. Come on, hundreds and hundreds of ballots. You've seen the movies. It's
I
all right.
I will say I find,
And don't they always get caught?
I find it very frustrating, yes, that people don't believe it, because what I find is all the I'm sorry, I'm shouting. I feel like you're far away and I have to talk loud. I just feel like everybody that I talk to personally says to me, and I'm sure they say this to Jen and every clerk, oh, not you.
Yeah.
Other clerks. Well, every clerk has a family and friends who trust us. You know what I mean? So who's doing it then? Like if Jen's family says not you and my family says not me, and you know what I mean? Who's doing it then?
I think, Shelly, there's a professional integrity. You all work for a municipality, but you have your own personal integrity, and then you're a clerk, you're a sworn clerk, so you have an obligation to do that job regardless of who you'd like to see win the election. And I think it's important that you say that and people understand that.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we do have to remain neutral in this. So yeah, our job is, we make sure you come out to the polls. We want to get as much information out there as possible about what time we're open, where the locations are. I mean, Shelly has 14 precincts, and we only have 4. That's our job, is to get just the information out there and just make sure that you have all the tools that you need to cast your vote.
And I can tell you also, for me personally, like at the end of the night, I will go home and my husband will say to me, who won? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, because I'm worried about administering that election, not who's running, who won, how close it was. I'm really not interested. I'm interested in administering the election.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Yep.
Well,
making sure that those numbers match at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Now listen, because we're going to have election coverage Tuesday starting at 6:00. And so I'll be getting those noonday counts from you guys and coming in and bothering you guys. I know you guys, it's Friday. You guys got to work. You got to get out of there. Any last words? Because we're going to let you guys get out. I know it's going to be a long day. And you got a day tomorrow. Shelly, let's start with you first.
Again, we just want to encourage people to get out and vote, whether they come in to get that absentee ballot or plan to go to the precinct. Just make sure that your voice is heard.
Jen.
Yep. And I echo those sentiments. Just make sure that, you're making an informed decision. You've researched the candidates on your own. No, I cannot tell you who to vote for, so don't ask me.
I get those phone calls too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, and then again, just make sure we are here to serve you tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. At Muskegon Heights City Hall. City of Muskegon is open as well, the same hours. So yeah, we are, we're here for you. We want you to be able to come in. We want you to be able to cast your vote. So come see me tomorrow, please.
Yes.
You can go.
Keep us busy. We like it.
You can go vote and go right from there into your trick or treating. Just make it a one-stop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you have no excuse, people. Get out and vote. Jen Ross, Shelly, welcome to the show for your first time. Ladies, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys for coming on the show, and have a good day.
All right. Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. There they go.
Okay.
We're going to go to a commercial break, and then we're going to come back. We got exciting news about Muskegon Heights School District. And then after that, I might ask Melvin to leave, because I got an editorial, and I think he can be a part of it. So listen, you are watching and listening to Torn 2 on 103.7 The Beat with Melvin Burns and Gregory T. Roberts. We'll see you after commercial break.
The wait is over. The all-new Umoja Radio Network, home to over 40 black-owned radio stations and podcasts, is here for you. Connect to the world's fastest-growing collection of unapologetically black and proud media, from podcasts to independent black-owned radio stations, and access to the important news and music you need. Umoja Radio is from our culture, by our culture, for our culture. The all-new Umoja Radio is available right now on Google Play and the Apple Store. Join the movement. Be empowered.
And welcome back to 22. It's the bottom of the hour, 2:32. This Friday, the 3rd of November. Welcome back to your show, 22 News, Information, and More. The only one that is rocking this show, WVS 103.7 to be and M106. Okay, so Pastor Burns, there it is. I mean, it is absolutely no excuse for
Yeah.
anyone to say if they are a registered voter, even if they're not, if they have ID and proper stuff, they can even register the same day and vote. There's no reason. And one of the things that is so perplexing to me, they sent out so many absentee ballots, and the poor people are not sending them back in.
Yeah.
What the heck?
You know, there's a small percentage of okay, but you're getting the ballot, which means it's showing up at your house. Come on, do something, because
It's like that. It's like the
people are
show.
not short on opinions and complaints.
It's like the show. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know. Listen, people. Look. Let us explain something to you. This election is so important for next year's election because people follow trends. They look at where people vote and they look at where people stay home. If you stay home, they don't come see you and don't spend no money in your area. 2000 next year is an election year with a president that we have in office, could be there or could be leaving. And it's super important. But this election in the city is super important and well. And so people, please do not take this for granted. Pastor Burns.
Yeah, I just concur, brother. Just like the clerk said, we want to see people participate in the process. That's our objective.
Mm-hmm. There it is. And so, yeah, okay, but we got some news. Very important news. This is great news for the great news for Muskegon Heights. And Pastor Melvin Burns, take it away.
Well, I was looking for the exact press release, but if you have not heard, the governor signed a $114 million supplemental appropriations bill. In that bill, I believe Ypsilanti schools had about $40 million in debt, a couple other districts, but most important to us here in Muskegon, Muskegon Heights Public School System is going to receive a little $30 million to pay off school debt. And again, people keep saying debt forgiveness. No, it's an appropriation, meaning money. So they're going to pay off this outstanding debt. It's my understanding that once that's done, the additional effect would be the school would no longer be required to be a charter school, put in the hand of the operations and leadership back in the hands of the elected board versus the dual board system that we have now. And so that is, I believe that's good news for the community. That we may do a show later, talk about the implications of that. Me being the city manager type that I am, I started thinking now how do we get this debt off of our tax bill? And as a taxpayer too. So a lot of implications for that. A lot of folks are happy. Certainly our legislators have been instrumental in leading the way on this charge. Maybe we'll get Mr. Snyder or Mr. Bumstead on in the future as well. But for now, I think most of the community is celebrating some good news, and we believe something that will be of tremendous assistance to the Muskegon Heights public school system. And I believe the county as a whole. I think, as we've heard from most administrators around the county, they have provided support and encouragement to the Muskegon School District. And so I believe that's good news for our entire county.
Okay. All right. What can you say? That is such good news for Muskegon Heights, and that debt relief, and that's just a new start.
Yes,
a new shot in the arm that they need for that
so.
school district.
I think so. I think again, The Bible talks about, the burden of debt and what it can mean. So I just think it's monumental for trying to chart a new path, having some dollars freed up, not just for the school, but for the community as well. I think it's tremendous going into 24. I think that offers us some tremendous opportunity.
Okay. All right. We would just all right. How can I do this? Uh
Yeah.
Pastor Burns, I'm gonna wipe you off the screen real quick while I get this editorial. Because
Okay.
we don't want. Oh, first of all, election coverage Tuesday starts at 6:00. And what we're going to do, if there's any candidates, like there's candidates in Ward 1 that are write-in candidates, we're going to try to talk to those individuals that day. Okay. It's only right that we talk to both individuals that are running. And so we'll talk to them Tuesday. Okay. I need you to disappear for like 3 minutes and I'll get you back up.
Okay.
All right.
Hang on a second. Let me see.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's Pastor Burns. What we do is that we make sure that we are fair. We want to make sure that we're impartial. We want to make sure that we are right down the middle. We bring the information to you and let you make a decision. And Jay is running for a write-in candidate. We will talk to you Tuesday. We have what we like to do is that you're running, but you have somebody that you're running against. We like to give each of you a chance. That's only fair. So, with that said, I have now this next editorial is brought to you by Gregory T. Roberts, not WVS 103.7 degree, not M106, not this, Pastor Melvin Burns, not Jen Ross, not Shelly, me. It's brought to you by me. Look, people, I want to talk about Muskegon Heights by itself. Too long, Muskegon Heights, we've had arguing, bickering, and fighting, and just no trust in each other. In the meantime, things are not getting done in the Heights. Okay? Let's everybody take a deep breath. We've interviewed a lot of your candidates. Most of you say there's no transparency. A lot of people say that board members don't trust each other, that you guys are not getting the information that you need. Well, since all you guys say that information, now is the time for you guys to correct what you feel you need to do, like we write in the charter, but correct this divisiveness that you have because you guys need to get to work. You need a city manager. You need to get streets repaired. You need to take care of housing problems. You need to get somebody that understands business and get businesses back in Muskegon Heights. And whatever you got to do, you guys have got to stop fighting. Seriously, seriously. Because the thing is with you guys fighting, money is going to other places and you guys are missing out on tax dollars. So the people of Muskegon Heights, wake up, wake up. It's the people of friendly people. It's a city of friendly people, except on the council. It's up on the council. And you know what? I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna take other than the state coming in and complaining about what's happening in the Heights. I don't know. Here's a simple solution. Why don't you guys start working together? You know, you guys do have the work sessions that you guys can try to work things out. But these things that you guys keep complaining about have been going on for years. And other municipalities around you are thriving, and you guys are not. That's my opinion. Do not go to anybody else. That's my opinion, because I love the Heights. I love the people. I love the city. I want to see it thrive. I want it to return back to where it was. But in order for it to return back to where it was, we need a council that will work together instead of fighting each other like a Friday night brawl in the streets. That's my editorial, Gregory Roberts. And we're going to get Pastor Burns back on the show and finish the show out. I want to talk to you about election coverage Tuesday. It starts at 6 o'clock. Normally, we usually go all day. What we're going to do is, and let me get Pastor Burns in, back in. All right, sir.
I guess I'll have a job Monday. I don't know.
Hey, listen.
I'm good. I'm just kidding.
You had nothing to do with that. That was all me.
Just kidding.
Okay, that was all me. And so, but we have election coverage Tuesday. It starts at 6 o'clock. We'll go to 10 o'clock. We might even, depends. I mean, it's not a whole lot to be decided. So we're thinking that we should be able to get you the news of who was victorious. The thing that I say, and you can talk about this, the people that are new, or the people that, have to pick up those signs in the rain, and it's a sad day. I pray that you guys continue to stay involved in the process, because we need people. I was talking to a school board member, and they said that the school board meetings, usually they're the only ones there. No one there. But everybody wants to know what happened to the football team, what is happening to the band, but nobody's participating in the school board meetings. The only way they're going to change things is be at those meetings. Pastor Burns.
I'll say this, and I'll say this emphatically. There are opportunities to serve your community other than on elected boards. Planning Commission, Zoning Board of Appeals, Building Code boards, community review boards. There are a lot of places. Most cities have a difficulty, and county, getting citizens on those committees. And so there are opportunities to serve, to have impact. Zoning boards, planning commissions have quite a bit of influence, have a lot to say. They get to learn a lot about their community. I will say that I like personally to see candidates that have been involved, not just in community activities, but have had a chance to learn about city government. There's a learning curve. And so when you've been involved in some of these city committees and city activities, you kind of come in with a base of knowledge. And so I hope that not just the candidates running, but people who are active supporting candidates, talk to those candidates if they're successful about opportunities to serve on some of the citywide committees. It's just community needs it. It's a chance for you to learn a little bit more about city government and how it operates. Folks talk about transparency. As I've said earlier today, you can get anything a city government does through a FOIA request. People don't ask. I can tell you, until they're mad or trying to sue you, then they know about FOIA. But agendas, minutes from meetings, documents, financial reports, audits, budgets, all those things are available to the public. And sometimes inserting yourself into the process a little bit, you kind of learn what things to ask for, and how things are moving. But governments move, and they take action. So we don't do one thing and stop and wait for everybody to say, is that okay? And so again, I think there's a lot of opportunities for people to jump in and be involved and get informed.
Well, an example of not getting stuff done, if you look at Washington, absolutely nothing is getting done because of this partisan politics.
Man.
And the thing is what gets me. Gerald Ford said this. He said, you know, that, and this was a Republican president that said, too many people to the right, too many people to the left, not enough people in the center, close to the center to get things done. And the thing is that's exactly what we got going on in Washington right now. And they're getting absolutely nothing done. And some of the proposals are coming out of certain parties are ridiculous. And number two, and some of the strategies that some of them are playing. I mean, we being without a Speaker of the House for 3 weeks, that was dangerous politics. And you got and people say, well, one party was saying, hey, the other party's got to clean up their mess, so let them clean up their mess. But are we one country? Your thoughts?
You know, there used to be the old bell curve where you try, the majority of people were in the middle and there are people on the outsides, and politicians tried to be the one that got to that middle. Fortunately, what's happening is we have a lot of our leaders that are on the fringes of that bell curve, and they're trying to convince everybody that's where they need to be. That's the right place. That's the God-fearing place. That's the moral place. And most of us still are somewhere in the middle. Most of us are in that middle. We don't have these extreme views. No, we wrestle with things like foreign aid and wars and how much to provide government support should there be, and how big should government be. We wrestle with these issues all the time. Sometimes we're here, somewhere there, but we don't have these. Most Americans don't have extreme views about these, and so people who are in leadership keep trying to tell us we should, and so we see that reflected in the Congress where they want these extremes, and so we can't elect a leader. And if a leader takes a position in the middle, well, then a smart handful full of people can throw them out. That's not what the majority of people. In our everyday lives, we find ways to get along with people. We find ways to work with people, to grocery shop with people, to mingle with people of different racial views, political views, religious views. We find a way to make things work out. And when they don't, we make those people feel like they're outsiders, that there's something wrong with them. And so we have to make sure that we don't continue to normalize this aberrant behavior where they're pushing us to these fringes.
If you look at what happened in the House, it was one person was able to bring up to get rid of the Speaker of the House. Now, if you look at the Senate, you have one person out of 100
holding up.
One person out of 100 holding up nominees for the military, putting people in military positions.
Yeah,
that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Understand that person wants to be heard, but the thing is what happened to doing for what's right for the country?
Yeah, 300 something military promotions held up. Again, fine if that's your view, what his issue is with the military, but is this the place to make your stand? Is this the place you really want to make your stand? And again, I don't care which parties. At some point, the rest of the party has to say, this doesn't make sense. We got to override this. At some point, you got to say that. I think they're maybe talking about that, but sometimes it just takes some guts to say this isn't the right thing, and not. I don't want to say his name again, but not the way we've seen a couple of people do it, where it's just turned out to be more self-serving than government, or people serving. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating. We can't move things along.
Question coming to you, Rhonda Arbery.
It says, not completely true. The board meetings are very low in parent support, and from my opinion, not inviting for community support or feedback for improvement. I do attend meetings, alumni class of 74. We aren't able to connect. We've been asking for the meetings to be on Facebook Live or Zoom, but that's never happened. All stakeholders must be involved. And I think, Greg, were you referring to Muskegon School Board or Muskegon Heights when you made your comment about school board?
The particular school board I was talking about was Muskegon.
That's what I
I do not know the attendance with Muskegon Heights.
Mhm.
I do agree with Rhonda that the city Muskegon has modeled of putting the meetings on Facebook and putting them on other places. That is something that the school board and other councils can look at. With technology being out there, it's no reason why people can attend a Zoom meeting or watch it on Facebook. But also, um, my personal opinion, Rhonda, is that we have got to get out of our lazy boys. And I'm one. I'm one. And there's a special meeting Monday with Muskegon uh, School Board and the Muskegon Council are getting together for a special meeting at the Muskegon Fire Department at Central. And
Mhm.
so I I will be there. Just to say, let's go. She says totally agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk to Jay. Jay is running as a write-in candidate in the first. What we're going to do is get him on the air Tuesday, give the opponent an opportunity to be on as well. So both you can hear both individuals. That's only right and only fair. Okay. All right. It's 2:54. I want to revisit something that we talked about, unless you need anything else you need to mention.
No, you go ahead.
I want to revisit something that we talked about at the beginning of the show, and we just kind of blazed by it. Um, the situation of homelessness is
Yeah.
real. And when you come to like a place that you worship or any place and you find people sleeping there and
Yes.
the temperature freezing, or I'm telling you, it is a sad situation. Um, and we've got to do something about it.
Yes.
The opinion that, well, I'm not giving people money because they're gonna go use it for drugs or alcohol. Okay, all right, I hear you. But you know what? You can feed somebody. You can give them hats and blankets and clothes and stuff like that. And the thing is, Elevation Grace, good for you doing that tomorrow at Hackley Park. But you know what? It's gonna take more than them. It's going to take all of us, because the homeless problem is not only dealing with mental health, which people say, or it's people making the choice to be out there. No, it's a lot of people that worked or still are working, but can't afford to pay and live in homes because they can't pay the bills.
Yeah.
And most people are $400 away in their checking account or savings account away from a catastrophe.
Yeah.
$400. That's it. That's most of the people in America, and we're talking about the middle class.
Working folks. Yeah.
The working folks are
Yeah.
$400 away, or people that you might be looking at right now that sitting up have to make decisions where, do I pay for food or do I pay for medicine?
Yeah.
Do I get a door fixed or do I pay this bill? People, we are in that era, and we are supposed to be the richest country in the world, but we are in debt. Something has to be done. Pastor Burns.
I'll tell you, I referenced earlier two incidents I've had. And this is not a slight to the city of Muskegon. I walk on the bike path in Muskegon where it goes downtown, where there's development now. And I used to walk through there, and in the woods there, I'd come across one or two homeless people, kind of little tent back in there. That's now being developed. Those folks didn't just get a home. In Muskegon Heights, in our industrial park, we have some undeveloped property, Temple and Sherman, and recently cleaned it out. It was sold. In there, you wouldn't believe there was actually a guy who had almost built him a little shack out of pallets. The amount of clothes and furniture we put out where people were living there is wooded, so you don't really see it. So as those areas are being cleared out and developed, which is good, we're displacing homeless folks. And so we have a real issue here that maybe it's been hidden for a while. Our church runs a pantry, and we're seeing over 50% increases. And it's a trend, not a spike. The last month and a half, we said our numbers increased over 50%. We're closing up, was run out of food every Tuesday. So there's a need out there. There's a demand out there for help, and I hope we as a community, as a state, and as a country, don't just be comfortable we are, but kind of open our eyes and see what can we do better.
Exactly. Be an educated voter. Get involved. Like you said, there's so many. Like I started on the charter commission and planning commission and all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of things that you can get involved in. You don't necessarily have to be the mayor, but there are a lot of important committees that you can be on. Just get involved. And guess what? We need to hear from some of you young people.
Yes, we do.
We need you guys to get involved and the process and start running for office, or not start running for office, serving on boards or going to commissions meetings. Finally, I want to say this. Young parents, we need you to stop trusting your kids, dropping them off and thinking that they're getting things done. Get involved with the system. Start going to scoreboard meetings. You can shoot a gun through a PTO meeting or a student council. You can shoot where parents are supposed to be meeting with teachers. And that's not right. And we need to fix that problem. So get involved. It's 3:00. Time went that fast.
Yes.
Rhonda, we want to thank you. As always, a fantastic show. Thank you. My brother, have a great weekend. I don't know if you got plans.
Kind of a light weekend, men's fellowship breakfast at our church tomorrow, and I'm gonna watch a little football.
All right. Rock tonight, 12:15 East Apple. Listen, take care. Go out, sow a seed in somebody's life, and take this homeless thing seriously. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next week.
Okay.